Many youth in the inner city, and I've experienced this in my own family, too, many youth in the inner city do not have a clue regarding their career direction. Once you graduate from high school, you embark on adulthood, which involves being self-sufficient, raising a family, and also being a productive member of society. So my question to you is, what would you, as youth, like to see Skyscraper Ministries do to expose you to various careers to pursue that you are not receiving now?
You got the mic, please.
I know that it's hard for most people, especially in Oakland, getting to college, and so I think most we should start looking into colleges and seeing which ones can start looking at high school students at in their freshman year. So by the time you get to your senior year, you won't have to worry about which college you're going to because you already got it planned out. Because I have a cousin that's going to Lane right now, and he's trying to get to Cal, and he's trying to plan himself out. And so what I think it should be is that it shouldn't be super hard to try and get into college once you hit that age, because you should already be looking into colleges. Yeah. And I think most kids in Oakland don't think about that until the end of high school. Yep. So I think we should start looking into colleges and seeing what applications we can get for high school students, so we wouldn't have to worry about that in the future.
Any other youth that has spoken like a true kid student? Okay. Anybody else? Yeah.
First, I want to thank you for having the courage to speak your voice. My question is, I'm a mental health advocate as well as a peer specialist, and I work with TAY, which is Transitional Age Youth. And what I would like to know, what can we do as counselors to get a really collaborative work together to really speak out for what you really want and need? Because even you know you. You can let me answer it.
You can repeat the question.
No, what I'm asking, Kay, is I work with Kay, and I'm also a mental health advocate and a peer specialist. So working with Kay is we're trying to figure out a better approach to getting a collaborative of these voices together so they're really heard to get what they need and what they really want. Makes it make sense.
Do you have the table?
Do I have a table? Yes.
All right, we'll get them to the table. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. They may not know it, but we got the table, we can get them to the table.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say, I just moved to West Oakland maybe about 6 months ago, and I've been working at Climate High School, just dealing with some of they call them at-risk or high-risk students. And, I'm sitting here listening to everybody, and it's all good, but one of the things we haven't brought up and I want to bring to the table is that we as a community have been dealing with 25+ years with crack use.
Yeah.
When you talk about homicide, it's coming from us being in the gang. And if you don't know what the gang is, it's the dudes that are involving themselves in criminal activities. So it's like, when I see you with the town hall meeting, which is homicides and dropouts and all this other stuff, when we was involved in the gang, we dropped out because of the money. The system was in place at that point when I was in it, but we dropped out because there were some other alternatives. The homicide rate is in Oakland is like that because they were involved in this gang. I don't think none of these individuals at the table was involved. Again, you were exposed to it. I'm not saying you guys are less than these individuals. But as a community, I just want to start talking about the real issue is, we're talking about two communities. And I call it, it's a little of general culture, but then there's also a subculture that has now penetrated everybody. And those rules, don't snitch, get your money on, all this other stuff, is now getting to kids that ain't even involved in the game. And even scam the parents. Like, I'm not snitching, because they can do this to me. So for me, I just want to bring that issue up and maybe look at some conversation pieces around that in the community, because, we can have as many services as we want. But I recall growing up in the dope game was the culture outweighed the academics. I can make $1,000. We're going to deal with it. And then to a point when we was in the culture, it was like even doing the skateboarding was square. I don't know if nobody can stand me. So we get to talk to my family. But it was, and we looking at systematic situations, the crack gang, we talk about the drug determining laws. We just keep going and keep going and keep going about stripping away the black community, black and brown community. We can keep going. But there's also solutions to this thing, and me being born and raised in the city of East Palo Alto, and, being in West Oakland, I'm looking at it like, I'm at home. Because you're thinking, because you see the media, you say West Oakland is West Oakland. So anyway, the hood is the hood wherever you go, period. But solutions to this thing, I want to just bring that right quick, and I'm going to go ahead and sit down, is that from a church's standpoint, one of the youngsters told me in school, he said, why do I want to go to a church when that same member is coming from that Sunday coming to this $20 hookup for me?
Yeah, right.
So to me, that's vacant, Doug, and I don't want to go. So from a standpoint, the devil did his job in destroying the church so bad, image-wise, but individuals that the youngster that told me, I was listening, and I just connected with them in the last couple of months, was all I just need somebody to talk to. That's how simple it is. I just want someone to talk to, that I can relate to, that somebody ain't going to judge me. Somebody ain't going to, not just on the individual level, but on the systematic level. I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of individuals in this community know who beefing with who. If you don't know what beefing means, conflict, shoot at us, Just make it clear, everybody. But what happens is, the church pastor, the grandma, and everybody else don't say nothing. I got nothing to do with it. And it be their little cousin, and it be their nephew. Don't say nothing to them acting the fool out there. So we do what we do because there's no accountability, doctor. No one, what you gonna say to me? So that's what I'm doing. So the only reason we don't get back our community is that we make them accountable for acting the fool the way they act. We sure got on dudes that shout out to Grant.
Yeah.
But we don't get on little pookies who shout little pookies.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's the same accountability, but we don't look at it like that. We got to stand up as soldiers and make that move. No, I'm not, because you can go in and bash cats all day long, but the problem is systematically of the community. If you don't decide and say, okay, well, collectively, what's the name of Lord Bob is beefing with Yorktown. Well, who are the cats? Who are their grandma? Who are their auntie? Let me talk to them and tell them, your people is acting a fool. We need to get y'all together until we can squash this problem. But we're not even thinking that way. We just like, okay, that's them. So the violence can happen because I did it myself. So in that, we can go on all that. But the point I'm trying to say is, West Oakland, since this is my new home, I'm saying to myself that you guys, compared to other communities, have beautiful cities. A beautiful one. High schools right here in the neighborhood, all the things you guys as young people, you can take full advantage of that. But the point of it is, from a systematic standpoint, doctor, is that we as a community just not stepping up. So I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming anybody in this room, including myself, for not being accountable and making our kids accountable for the actions that they're doing. So I just want to bring that to light and have that conversation, because we don't have those conversations no more. We don't keep it what they call keep it real in the streets with each other. But we want to blame this, or this is white boy, he's doing it to us. Or that's what you call it doing this. Instead of us sitting there, okay, this is systematic things that happen to us, but let's keep it real with ourselves and get at each other. So I'm willing to talk with anybody to see if we can organize and do what we need to do on all levels, because it's all levels to this. There's multiple things, multiple prime things going on. But as a community, I'm just challenging everybody. I don't even know y'all.